Cool beans. Okay, everybody, let's get cracking. Today we are going to talk about getting past the RAS. I hope that word is already intriguing you. I hope that you are looking at this and saying, RAS, what on earth is she talking about? Okay, I definitely see it all over Suad's face. She's looking, going, what could this woman possibly have up her sleeve today? Yes, I have something else up my sleeve for you. We're going to talk about the RAS. But before we do that, I have a little bit of housekeeping rules, if I can call it that. Okay. So first of all, as we go into the session today, I want you all to keep our word of the year top of mind. Okay. So those of you who are new to the session today, every year we choose a word that guides us through everything that we do in this community of like-minded salon, spa, and aesthetic owners, managers, and therapists. And our word for 2024 is elevate. And I want you, as we go through today's session, to think about how can I elevate my position through what I'm learning right now? How can I elevate my revenue? How can I elevate my team's motivation? How can I elevate my customers' perception of my business? Okay, so keep that word mulling in the back of your head as we go through today's session. There is a little 50% gift for those who stay to the end. So I'm looking forward to letting you know what that little 50% gift is. It's not about the gift, but I'm just letting you know there is a little something coming up. And then today I'm going to do this a bit differently. I always take the picture at the end and then nobody wants to put their video on. So can I ask you all just for 2 seconds, put your videos on. I'd like to see those beautiful faces. Let's get this photograph over and done with, and then we can focus on the good stuff. Oh, nice. Okay, now I'm seeing everybody loving it. Oh, Lorette, look at that background of yours. It's so gorgeous. Love it. Love, love, love. Okay, everyone, are you ready? Big smiles. 1, 2. Big smiles. Done. Beautiful. Okay. Right. Let's go back to our presentation, and that is now done. Okay, just all give me a thumbs up again if you can see my screen. Yes, beautiful. Okay, right. I'm going to ask you for 30 minutes of focused attention. I'd like you to take your phones, put them on silent, put them in a sleeping bag, bury them if you have to, lock your children in the cupboard at this point, give your dog some food so that they don't bark, and just get all of the distractions out of the way. Okay, can I have a deal in the chat box? Just the words deal, no distractions. You're going to give me 30 minutes of pure focus. Loving it. Beautiful. Right. Then I have some questions for you. You can just type away your answers to yes or no, not really. I've got this all under my belt. I'm pretty cool. So here's the questions for you today. 1, do you get hundreds of messages and numerous phone calls in a day? Or do you get 10 or 20 messages? And does your phone ring quite a few times in the day? Second question is, do you sometimes feel overwhelmed by all the marketing and sales messages coming your way every day? So this means by marketing and sales messages through media, through social media, through emails, through when you're walking in a shopping center or when you're driving in the street. Do you ever feel like, oh my word, there is just so much sales material, so much. People are selling to me every second of the day. So do any of you sometimes, and this can be once a week, you feel it? Maybe you just feel like overwhelmed at how much is coming your way in a day. Okay. 3, do you ever launch an offer or a promotion and you think to yourself, flip, this is going to fly. This is like the best offer ever. And then you wonder, goodness gracious me, how come did my clients not go mad for this offer? So in your mind, you've said, this is the most incredible promo ever, or the most incredible offer ever. Yet, why aren't people accepting it? Why aren't they going mad for it? Okay. Next and last question in this section. Would you like it if your business was top of mind for all of your clients? And would you love to have a long waiting list of people wanting appointments? How does that sound? I don't know if I like the long waiting list, because that opens up other business issues that give me anxiety. But imagine if your phone was flooded and your bookings were like you couldn't handle it, and there was always showaways in a day. Okay, so everybody pretty much is on the same page here. Okay. Right, good stuff. Okay, everyone. This is RAS. This is what RAS is. So I'm going to give you a little lesson first, okay? So that you can understand what we are dealing with. Okay, so my cursor is going to be where I'm going to talk. This is your eye. What you visually see, okay, goes, the stimulation that you visually see, or the reading that you visually see, goes through this pathway, and it comes to RAS. It's called the Reticular Articulating System. Okay, Reticular Articulating System, or RAS. Then input from touch. So anything that you touch, it doesn't have to be pain. It can be nice touch. It can be something that feels absolutely gorgeous. But any input from touch comes down this pathway, okay? Or sorry, comes up this pathway, and it lands up at RAS. And then anything that you hear goes this way. But they all land up at the RAS of your brain first. So this is the interesting part. The RAS then, the Reticular Activating System, I'm going to show you in a second, then decides what is going to happen with all of that information. So it's either visual, touch, or heard. It decides, am I going to allow it into the different sections of my brain, or am I going to filter it out? So it's almost like when you open up your emails and you go delete, delete, delete. Oh, I'll deal with that later. I'll deal with that later. So that is what the RAS is. I've got some examples here to show you. Well, not some, one. The RAS is very easily described to you as the brain's gatekeeper, or the brain's filter, or the brain's bouncer, okay? The RAS determines what information reaches the conscious mind and is acted upon, and what information is filtered out. So it's delete, delete, delete. The RAS is very critical when it comes to paying attention and being focused. Okay, so we call an activated RAS when somebody is alert or awake, or when you're asleep, your RAS is deactivated. So it's on, like when you put your phone on sleep mode, it's like your RAS is, okay, rest mode, sleep mode, nothing's happening now. Okay, so everyone, this RAS is very important, and you're going to understand why later. That's why I asked you the question earlier on. Do you feel sometimes overwhelmed by the amount of information that you get? So when you get that volume of information, by the way, your RAS then says, keeping this, oh, delete, unimportant, not paying attention to that. Okay. So I want to give you an example here. Okay. Our RAS is influenced by our goals and motivations. Now, the reason there's this pink Range Rover here is because I want to make an example of it. I don't know if any of you have ever wanted a specific kind of car, okay? And you've never really noticed the car before, but once you identified that you wanted that car, you all of a sudden started noticing it on the road. All of a sudden, okay? Why? Because it became relevant to your goals. So that's why I put the pink Range Rover here, because I've never seen a pink Range Rover in my life, ever, okay? Now I want to tell you how powerful this RAS is. Now, pink Range Rover is not my motivator, but it was in my presentation, and I saw one the other day, and I've never seen one before. Why? I'm sure they're there. The point is we don't notice them because they are not top of mind. That my RAS was not stimulated to remember pink or look out for pink Range Rover. So I didn't see them before. Okay. Now this is very, very important in our industry, everybody. Now, what we are going to talk about today and what I'm going to go through with you and why I wanted your attention is because I want to teach you today, how do we leverage RAS in our industry? And I'm going to show you two scenarios. I'm going to give you a therapist perspective, and I'm going to give you a salon owner or manager perspective. I see we've got a great group of a mix of people on today, and I love it because I love it that the owners, managers, or front desk teams can see how RAS needs to be leveraged by a therapist because they help each other, and vice versa. Because the therapists are reliant on the owners and managers to provide them most of the tools that they need to activate this RAS in our clients. Okay, so let's get cracking. So, therapist perspective first. Remember, everything I'm talking to you today is how do I get past the brain's gatekeeper and become top of mind for my customer? That's what we're talking about today. So the first one from a therapist perspective is personalized client interaction. So I want to tell you that every slide I'm going to show you is super important because I'm going to give you two ways to do it, and then I'm going to give you an example. So the first one is remembering and acknowledging clients' preferences, suggesting products and treatments based on the client's needs, or very importantly, past conversations and preferences, okay? And secondly, targeted and personal recommendations. So again, you're going to recommend products or lifestyle changes specific to the needs of the client and past conversations that you may have had with them before. So a little example here would be a little handwritten thank you note to the client with one tip of advice to help them with their why question. Okay, who online knows what the why question is? And what information does the why question give us that we have such an important RAS stimulator on our hands here? Okay, so everyone, this might seem like, oh, that's so little and so, yes, Teresa, well done. The customer's pain point is their why. Not only their pain point, but the why question. Do you all remember, how do you ask the why question? Anybody remember that? So, by the way, I mean, I'm not going into the staff module here, but everything I'm showing you today at the bottom under the alert tells you where it is expanded in our course material. Okay, so all of this is super expanded in our course material. Okay, the why question is when you ask your client at the start of your meaningful conversation, Why did you come here? Or why did you book for whatever they are having today? Why did you book for a laser treatment today? Why did you book for a skin peel today? Why did you book a massage today? That why question is powerful. I don't ask, please tell me what your skin's concerns are. I don't ask that anymore because you just don't get enough feedback. When you ask why, you get all the information spat at you at once. Client feels like, oh my gosh, I have to tell her why I'm here. Okay, so that little handwritten note could be, Dear Danielle, oh my soul, I really hope that I managed to take a bit of stress away from all the stresses that you are having at work. And I hope that you sleep better tonight. Now, the stresses at work and the sleeping better tonight relay back to the why question. And that's why it's so powerful. It's not a generic letter. It's a personalized letter. Now, I want to tell you what that little note does. It goes right into the RAS. It tells the brain, oh my word, I am important. I am valued. I am not a copy paste for this customer. I'm here to stay. Make sense, everybody? From the client, from the therapist's perspective. Second point, creating emotional connections. You can only, as a therapist, get through your client's RAS if you create a strong emotional bond with them. And it takes 5 minutes maximum to do this. 2 ways you can do it. Actively listening, empathizing, and very importantly, asking questions. So I'm going to drop in a little example here, even though it's not in the slide. But when you ask the client, well, why are you here today? And they say, oh, my back is so sore. It's not for you to move in for the solution straight away, but it's for you to empathize. So it would be to say, I'm really sorry to hear that. And then question could be, how long has your back been sore? And do you know why it is sore? Because yes, I'm going to fix it with my massage today, but let's try together and figure out the source of the back pain, what you've done about it, how long you've had it, so that I can help you even more today. Do you see the difference between, okay, the massage today is going to, oh, let me add some hot stones. Let me do this. That is selling. Before you do that, you need to get to the RAS so that you're not filtered out. And how do you do that? You empathize and ask questions. And then positive reinforcement and genuine compliments. I cannot stress how important this is, that it takes place in your meaningful conversations part of your interaction with your client. And that is, an example is, Marisa, your skin looks good. Well done. I can see that you take the time to look after your skin. A little compliment. The only thing I want you to be careful of here is the compliment must be genuine. So you can't tell me my skin looks great if I have a full-on breakout. Can't tell me that. It's not genuine, right? But then you can look for other ways to compliment. And in fact, you have to look for ways to compliment. So for example, you can say, oh, well done. I'm happy to see on your consultation form that you are using skincare. Well done for investing in your skin. Now that tells the client, number one, that you've read their form, that they took long to fill out. And number two, that you're praising them for looking after themselves. You go, boom, straight to the RAS. Okay, how's this all sounding, everybody? Am I making sense? Give me some feedback, everyone. And then again in the alert, expanded in our staff module in a big way. All right. Next, we are still on activating RAS through therapist perspective, okay? Visual and sensory triggers. Cannot emphasize that no matter what environment you are from, whether it's aesthetics, whether it's spa or salon, the stimulation of those visual and sensory triggers puts you and your business in and through that RAS. It takes it straight through to conscious mind storing of material top of mind, okay? So ambiance, what music is playing is critical to getting through to your client's RAS. Now, I want to give you an example that is not on here. I was at a spa last week and I happened to answer the phone. Answered the phone, a gentleman, because I love answering phones, gentleman says he wants to book in. And I said to him, listen, what kind of music do you like to listen to? And he was like, huh? He was a bit confused and said like, this is weird. So I said to him, yeah, I just want to get an idea because we personalize our music here. And just want to find out and make sure that we've got some kind of music that appeals to you on our playlist. So he says, really? Do you do that? I go, yeah. So he says, well, do I have Spotify? So we got into a conversation. I said, yes, we do. He says, oh, don't worry. He says, could I link to your Bluetooth Spotify? I said, yes, of course you can. He says, oh my word, I have never heard of this in my life. Now, I just want to tell you, this gentleman hadn't even arrived for his appointment. He was a man, number two. Very little emotion gets showed by men when booking treatments. This guy could not wait to come to the spa because he gets to choose his own music. I mean, now that is a small thing, but let me tell you, that booking was top of mind. That spa was top of mind for him. Okay. What do they smell when they're there? Is it a personalized smell? Is it a generic kind of smell? Okay. What colors do they see? Are you stimulating any sensory triggers with the colors that you are exposing them to? Okay. And again, it's not an example that's in here, but there's these new lamps that I've seen. I cannot wait to get my hands on one. And it actually is a lamp, but it changes your entire room's color to enhance how the guest is feeling. Now, I want to give you like a way out the example. Somebody goes to an aesthetic clinic for a laser treatment. Now, you would think, well, laser, go in, aesthetics, just do this. Now, imagine this, okay? Imagine one of the questions is, how are you feeling today? Client says, I'm stressed out of my nut at work. You put on the de-stress light, which is the blue light, and their whole treatment room is blue, and you explain that to them when they walk in, that yes, they're there for a laser treatment, but you've put this blue light on to help them de-stress. Then you spray an aromatherapy spray into the room, and it's de-stress or calm down spray that again now stimulates their sense of smell. I mean, and on top of it, you play music to de-stress them, specific soundtrack that works on the brain waves to de-stress that client. Now, does that sound like next level kind of service where the client will never go anywhere else for laser? Never. Because of just the little attention to detail that nobody else does, that went straight through to their RAS. Okay, the other one is physical demonstrations. This one is so important. So if a client is not sure, and I've used the example here about putting a peel on their skin. So they're scared of what the peel is going to feel like on their face, like a lactic acid peel. I mean, that's like entry level, nothing stuff, okay? Or they're scared of, or they're not sure of the difference between an enzyme exfoliator and a mechanical exfoliator. Physical demonstration is when you do a sensory trigger for your client. So on one hand, you'll put an enzyme exfoliator. On the other hand, you'll put a mechanical. Now they've tried it, they've smelt it, they've touched it. In their mind, it's gone through to the RAS. This customer or this salon or spa was the only place I've ever been to that offered me both of them to test first. Client is scared of a laser treatment, for example. And you say, hold on a sec, let me show you. Or scared of dermaplaning. Here's a great one as well. And you say, hold on, let me just show you. And you do a couple of scrapes on their hand or their arm so that they can see that this is nothing to be scared of. Okay, makes sense, everyone? Okay, am I making sense? Can I get some feedback? How's this all sounding to you? Are you getting some great ideas? Yeah? Good. Alrighty. Now I'm going to show you some scenarios, so to drive this point home, of a leveraged RAS and a non-leveraged RAS, because this is quite important, okay? And I want you to think about, are you leveraging RAS or are you not, and you need to get to work to leverage this RAS business, okay? So the scenario is a return client that comes back to your business often, okay? A leveraged RAS, or just comes back to the business. The leveraged RAS is as follows. Hi, Angela. It's so nice to see you again. I'm so happy that you have returned to us. I see that today you have booked the same massage as last month. That must mean that you must have loved it. So come, let's go and choose your aromatherapy mist and choose your oils for today. And let's see if today you're going to choose a different oil and aromatherapy spray to last month. How do you think Angela feels? Is in the red. This is a leveraged RAS, eh? Angela feels important. She noticed that is important that you noticed that she's having the same treatment. She's now also eager to see what is going to be the outcome of these oils. So you've just moved Angela from feeling like I'm another normal client to feeling like, holy moly, somebody's taken notice of me. A non-leveraged RAS, which is what 95% of us are doing. Hello, Angela. It's nice to see you again. What treatment are you coming to enjoy with us today? Or, hello, Angela. It's really nice to see you again. I'm so glad you came back. Done. Because that, everybody, is what I hear 95% of the time. That is called a non-leveraged RAS. Angela is greeted beautifully. She's happy, but she doesn't feel important or special, and nothing different has been done to how she would be treated in any other spa, salon, or aesthetic center. Okay. Alrighty, now we're going on to the owner or manager perspective. So all therapists online or front desk online, this is important for you because this is where you say to your owners and managers, hey, let's do this, give them the ideas so that they too can implement everything that stimulates clients' RAS. Okay, personalized marketing. Sending targeted promotions that align with clients' previous treatments or with what they are inclined to buy. So a pregnant woman is inclined to buy anything that helps her with pregnancy. A man is inclined to buy male treatments. A 20-year-old lady is inclined to buy glow facials. A 60-year-old lady is inclined to buy anti-aging, and so on and so on. Okay, so that's one. The second one, very powerful, is emotional storytelling, but it has to be real emotional storytelling. So, for example, tell stories in your marketing that evoke emotions about a client's skin transformation. For example, I've given you one here. How you helped change somebody's life with a foot peel that you did on them that gave them confidence to walk or wear sandals, which they would never wear before because of how their feet were. Another example at the bottom, create a real life testimonial campaign. Ask clients to take part and tell their story, both written and video, share pictures, very powerful. So yes, the before and after pictures, you know how I feel about it, is very critical. But to get to the RAS, everybody, we need to take those pictures to the next level now. We need to tell emotional stories that attach to that transformation into those pictures, okay? So here's leveraged versus non-leveraged. I want you all to be brutally honest with yourselves. Do you leverage RAS or do you not leverage RAS? When it comes to an example, here is a scenario, launching a new treatment specific for pigmentation. Leveraged RAS. An email blast is sent specifically only to clients who have this as their concern on their consultation form, with a reference to that in the emailer and a special offer for that person because this is their main concern and we want to help them. The email must have the client's name on it. So it won't say, hello, lovely client. It will say, hi, Marisa. Hi, Angie. I notice that pigmentation is your pain point in your skin and you would love to get rid of it. This is how we're going to help you out. So the client must feel like the email is speaking directly to them and the offer is exclusively for them. Okay. So are you leveraging RAS with your new treatment launches? Or, I'm sorry to say, but that's why you are on this session today, or why I am giving this session today, is 90% of us are not leveraging RAS because we will send out a generic email blast. So new pigmentation treatment will go to everyone, to our entire database, okay? So, I mean, and that's why we're here today, right? Is because we need to take our businesses from wherever we are to the next level. And the next level, everybody, is making sure that we are not filtered out. Remember, I asked you at the beginning, do you feel overwhelmed by the amount of advertising coming your way? Now imagine your clients that go for treatments, how they feel. Because now the algorithms in the universe have picked up that they have pigmentation. What do you think is coming to them when they open TikTok, when they open Instagram, when they open even Google? Every bit of targeted information about pigmentation is going to come to them. You need to leverage the RAS. Otherwise, your message is not going to stick. They're going to get hundreds of emails and messages, and they're just going to go, delete, not important, delete, delete, delete. Okay. Makes sense, everyone? I hope so. All right. Client engagement. Very important. I want you to think about, and again, be brutally honest in your evaluation of your business here. Okay? Loyalty programs or thank you treatment gifts. The clients will return where they feel valued and appreciated. Now, lots of you might say, I'm doing loyalty programs. I'm doing loyalty programs. I'm going to show you a leveraged and a non-leveraged example in a minute. Regular check-ins. How many of you are phoning clients just to say hello? Hi, how are you doing? It was awesome to see you last week. How's your dog? Because how do you know about their dog? Because it's on the consultation form, because a question was asked, because your therapist leveraged the RAS. Make sense? Okay, so that's why I was saying to you, this trickles down. It goes from owner-manager to therapist. And everybody working in synergy is going to make sure that the clients are top of mind when it comes to this, okay? This goes into greater detail in our sales and marketing module of the program. Okay, John, the scenario is a regular client of your salon or your spa. He comes in at least once a month and he has introduced some friends to the business. So a leveraged RAS is as follows. You call John up, physically call him up, not send him an email, okay? And you say, John, I want to give you a gift for being such a great, loyal client. Thank you for choosing to keep coming to my business all the time. I want to give you a gift. The gift is either you can have another massage because you come here for massages or every month. But what I'd really like to entice you with is to try something different. You have been telling your therapist that you are keen to try a dermaplaning facial because you've never had one before, okay? And I know you don't do your facials with us, but can I gift this to you for saying thank you for being such a loyal client? Now, how does John feel at the end of this conversation? Oh my gosh, this was my gift, not you know, when you go to Dis-Chem and they say, have you got a card, or Woolworths, where's your Woolies card? That's not leveraged RAS. Not at all. Okay. So what you might already be doing is sending out a bulk emailer to your clients that motivate them to join your loyalty program, where they can earn points for each visit and they can redeem them against treatments and blah, 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 blah. The problem with this is the RAS has not been razzed up. Okay. So they just another cog in the system. So that's why I wanted to give you these examples. Okay, so are you leveraging and are you really zoning in on being top of mind with your regular clients, or are you just doing the ordinary loyalty programs like everybody else is doing? Okay, next one is staff training and motivation. Okay, goal setting. This is from an owner-manager perspective, because remember now, we've just discussed how to stimulate or get past the RAS with your clients, with marketing messages and with loyal customers. Now, how do you get past your staff's RAS? This is what this slide is dealing with. My why session. How many of you have done a my why session with your team? Please go online. Please go in the chat box and tell me who's done a my why session with their team. Liz. Oh, brilliant. Well done, Liz. Nice. Okay. Not me. Okay, no problem. I'm going to tell you about the my why in a second. Team building. How many of you do team building with your clients, or with your staff? I'm sure you do. Team building needs to change, everybody. And I'll explain to you why. Our team building activities need to start focusing on what objective do you need to get out of your team. So let me explain this in a little bit more detail, not taking up too much time. If your team is bickering and you need them to gel and be better friends, then you go for drinks, you go bowling together, you do a social thing together. But if you need your team to sell more, to retail more, to activate the RAS of their clients more, okay? Because this is what you need your team to do now. A drink and a this and a that ain't going to cut it, okay? You need to adjust or choose your team building based on what the outcome needs to be. So I'm going to give you an example. There's a thing called the escape room. I don't know if anybody's ever done that, but businesses, sports teams are using escape rooms when they want to build communication and trust in their team. Because the only way that people get out of that escape room, the team, is by communicating and trusting each other. Okay, so make sure that your team building is either focused on active listening, personalizing the service, and there's lots of different team building ideas. Okay, again, more detail in our staff module. Okay, this is one of my best ones. The salon owner needs their revenue to increase. Okay, a leveraged RAS is you call a meeting. Oh gosh, I got it the wrong way around. Sorry, everybody. This is the wrong way around. A not leveraged RAS is you call a meeting and you tell the team that they need to sell more. We have targets to meet. We are behind revenue. We have to sell more. Okay. Sound familiar, everybody? Anybody out there? Sound familiar? The team feels under pressure. They feel sad. They feel like they're not making a difference. Basically, out of those kind of meetings, there's nothing in it for them. Nothing. Now, the leveraged RAS is you call a MAWA session. Why is this beneficial? Why is this powerful? Because it connects their goals to their sales targets. It's not just make your target, make your target. It's make your target because you will get this. But we do it the other way around, okay? You help with role plays and examples of how they are going to reach their goals. What happens here? The staff feels valued, they feel important, they feel heard, they feel appreciated. Most importantly, they are engaged because now you've taken an interest in them, and so has the rest of the team. And powerful here, they feel accountable to reach their goals because now they've made it known to the whole team. So I'm going to show you an example. So I'm going to help you out with this MAWA thing, by the way. Save the date now, the 9th of July. That newsletter that went out about the MAWA created a lot of emails back to me with asking for more detail about how to do this properly. So on the 9th of July, and you can bring your teams with you, I'm going to do a guided MAWA session. Okay, and I'm just going to show you a little video clip of a little MAWA session that I held. Can you see? I hope.
See how it through.
Wow, look at the pretty flapper dress. Very nice.
Oh, I am still trying.
Let's see. Oh, this looks perfect. Nice. Very nice. Oh, la, 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 la. Looking good. We are doing my why. Very important process. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Right, everyone. So I'll do that with you all on the 9th of July. So I want to tell you something about that MAWA session. On the day of the MAWA session, so we did it between 12 and 2 or 12 and 3, on that afternoon and the next 2 days, the retail and upsells in that particular group of therapists it skyrocketed. So if they generally are doing a 10%, they were doing 20 to 30%, which was incredible to see because now their targets are aligned with their goals. Okay. All right. Last one under owner manager's perspective is creating memorable experiences. Have the tools available for your team. So, for example, heated slippers, heated neck wraps, aromatherapy sprays, personalized oils, butters, music playlists, wood therapy, and so on and so on and so on. So whatever you're going to use to create that memorable wow experience, your team cannot offer it if you do not make these tools available for them. Consistent branding is very critical in order for the brand to get to the RAS. So the more the client sees the consistent branding, it reinforces the salon's identity or the spa's identity and makes it memorable. Okay. Yes, of course, Lena, you certainly may have. that with pleasure. All right. And again, everybody, there's more detail in the sales and marketing module. Okay, everyone. So how are you feeling? How do you feel about what I've just shared with you? Can you go into the chat box and perhaps share where you need to work on? What are your main takeaways today? What do you need to do today or in the next, no, today, to get through to your client's RAS that you're not already doing now? Which idea or which point resonated and has really stuck with you that you've written down and said, oh my word, I need to do this now? Let me hear. Come, everybody. I feel like I'm very lonely here, talking to myself. Okay. Let's hear what you all have to say. So Palesa says, gifting the regular clients, personalizing special offers to specific client groups, personal specials, okay, gift regular clients, oh yes, more sensory aspects, nice, lots of things to implement for our staff, determined, ask how they are feeling that day, okay, sounding good. Some more feedback, please, some more feedback. Motivated and ready, personalization. Oh, I love it. Nice, Bianca, I didn't know you were on. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, we need to target guest needs with marketing instead of generalized marketing. Yep, increase the total sensory experience, more customization. Love the personal notes to clients. I like the ideas of personalizing music, smell, etc. Yes, and why they are having that treatment today. Nice, being mindful that it all comes down to the fact that each person wants to feel special. And if you get that right, you will stand out from all the other input they receive every day. Yep. Yes, yes. Loving it. Okay, so remember everybody, at the beginning of the session, I asked you a couple of questions. I asked you if you get overwhelmed, you said yes, okay? So that means that if you get overwhelmed, so do your clients. And that is what today was about, is how do they, when they see a message from you or they get a phone call from you, they will take it and they will read it because now you have become important. They haven't filtered you out of that RAS and pressed delete. They've allowed you that input through the RAS, Reticular Activating System, and into the brain, because once it gets through there, it stays. Okay. Right. Personalization specials after meaningful conversations, Divine, Anna, and then Jessica. Creative, more emotional connections with our clients, more personalization, customization, 100%. Okay, everybody. So I'm going to ask you all to please do me a favor. Okay, so I'm hoping that Teresa knows what I'm going to ask. She's already getting her phone ready. I love it. So I'm going to ask you please all to scan this QR code. It's going to take you through to my Wellness Professionals Club Google review page that we've just updated. And I would love you all to write a review about how you feel about today's session, about how you feel about the information that I share with you every week and at every coaching session. Okay, I would love you to do that. Thank you very much. And you can just scan the QR code and go right through there. Okay, Kim says using more emotional storytelling. Oh, yes. And Kim, I know how much you love marketing. So I was thinking about you when I was researching this whole getting through the RAS in your marketing. And we all carry on about the before and the after pictures. What's important to take from today's session is that you connect those pictures with the client's personal story. Okay, because that's now the before and after pictures were like, whoa, this is super cool. Okay, and people didn't read. They saw the before and after picture and it captivated. Now They're seeing the before and after picture. How does that get through to the RAS? They need a story. So if you're doing a before and after of a foot peel, how did it affect you? Just ask the client, how does this picture make you feel? That question. Let them answer that question and say, may I please use that in my testimonial? It's as simple as that. You ask them the question, how does this picture make you feel? They answer it. That in itself is the emotional story that you need. Make sense, Kim? Does that sound good to you? Yep, because I know you like that kind of stuff. Okay, so here's your little 50% gift. I've got a few more little slides to show you. So July's marketing calendar is ready. It was ready. Okay, and I'm just reminding all of you here, we've got a lot added onto July's marketing calendar. We're giving you some ideas on how to turn your clients into VIPs, okay, and what you should be doing to get them to being VIPs. Again, we're tapping into creating loyal clients, and how do you do that? And today's session is going to help you with that too, because it's no longer about bulk emails and a loyalty campaign. It's got more to do with how you're engaging with every single person on a personal level. So we're focused on Christmas in July in our marketing calendar, and we're doing a 12 days of Christmas campaign. It's really cool. And I'm sure you all know how this calendar works. It's plug and play. So you copy the text. We've given you full 30 days. So from the first day of July to the last day of July, the wording that you have to use, you just need to adapt it to your specific setup. So we've got hashtags for salons, hashtags for spas, and hashtags for aesthetic centers. And we have, the wording is very similar. All you would need to do is change the hashtag to suit what your business is. And also, I mean, if you don't do pedicures, for example, or you don't do laser, you wouldn't use that specific wording on that day. You would use another day's wording. Okay. So your gift today is that you get 50% off this marketing calendar. Okay. So if you do want it, please scan that QR code. It goes through to our back end, and we only charge you 50% of the value of that calendar. Okay. What's next, everybody, is very simple. Is that I'm going to encourage you to continually learn. There's always one more thing to learn. And on that note, I'm going to obviously show you my next slide, but what I'd like to ask you, last thing I'm going to ask you to write in the chat box, is what is the one extra thing that you learned today? Just one that you learned. Okay, because you know, maybe today you learned what a RAS is. I don't know, because I didn't know what it was. So I would love to hear, what is your one thing that you learned today? Because that is what Wellness Professionals Club is about continuously learning, upgrading that business toolbox to just keep growing and learning all the time. While you're typing in there, never mind that, I'm going to take you here. Okay, so let's see. So Bianca, what is RAS and how to make use of it? RAS. I didn't know that visual, touch, and hearing all goes through the same gate. I know, right? Neither did I. It's like amazing. Liz, RAS is a phenomenal tool. Yep, it is. Be more consistent with all these aspects. I know, it's amazing. Okay, so if what you learned today is about RAS, where it's located, how it works, well, great. That means that you've mission accomplished for the day. There's always one more thing to learn. So for those of you who aren't members of our community, Wellness Professionals Club, I would like to invite you to please join us as full and proper members, where you access these 8 powerful modules. And what's in those 8 modules is tool after tool after tool, after idea, after role play, after anything that you can think of that's might be in my brain or in one of my colleagues' brains, that we keep plowing into this platform and this portal for you to continue to learn. Okay. Beautiful. And that's it, everyone. I hope that, thank you, first of all, for your attention. Okay, you were all super focused. I'm very happy. Thank you, everyone. I hope that you are leaving again full of, I hope that that word that you wanted at the beginning of the session, I hope that that's how you're feeling right now. And that I've given you, Lucia, did I give you some energy? I hope so. It's a pleasure, everybody. Thank you all so very, very much. You can give me your last words in the chat box, or you can just go. Everybody, 9th of July, hey? 9th of July for your guided MyWhy session. Bring yourself. Just by the way, you're going to get a piece of paper, that paper that you saw people drawing on. You're going to get that sent to you. In preparation, you must have it. If for whatever reason you don't get a link to download that paper, please message me and say, Marisa, I haven't received anything, because you cannot do the session with me if you don't have that page, okay? All right, everyone, have the best evening. Love you all so much. Ciao, ciao. Bye, Monique, in her car again.
Bye.
Bye, darling.